Hey, hey, how we doing? Welcome, welcome. Can you hear me? Is the first question. Can I still work out how a stream works? How we doing, everyone? Happy Friday. We've got a mug of tea. We got some Raid Shadow Legends. We got some streaming action. I might show you a bit of Godforge as well. We got some Dragonheir a bit later as well. So lots going on tonight. How are we all doing? It's been a while. Sorry. I'm so busy now. I'm so busy nowadays. I started this YouTube career thinking, to record, let's play a lot more games. It's out the window. I'm just so damn busy. Anyway, how are we doing? Who's in the house? Let's have a quick name call. Who's going at it tonight? We've got Killworm. We've got Buggy Games. Marek, welcome. The Biz G. Cody in the house. How you doing, Cody Snyder? Nova Joe, drop the gate. Ragewood in here to try and save me later when I'm playing Dragonheir and I'm getting lost. Oh man, Raid actually seems a bit worse with less HH streams. I appreciate you. Appreciate what you're saying. I miss streaming, honestly. Streaming's good fun. I'll be honest, like in the build up to streaming, I'm like, oh, I've not done streaming in a while. That's going to be a bit scary. But when I get in the mix of it, it's actually just always good fun. Are the nerves live in the test server? I believe they are. That was the main reason I wanted to kind of like do a stream, because I know people have seen a load of content on this new champ and we want to make sure she's still worth going after nice and early. So Sanguine Maria? Is that how you say it? Let's see. Yeah. So the new stuff is in. Each hit on the A1 here, each hit 33% chance of granting an extra turn. Cannot gain more than one extra turn. That's new language. Cannot gain an extra turn if the target is a boss. Quite a big change, actually. Quite a big change. I feel like unnecessary change. And we've also got something different going on here on the passive. So this is all the same. Each hit stacks reduced damage. Each subsequent hit this champion receives deals 33% less damage, but it's 11% from bosses, up to 3 times. So she can only get up to a 33% damage reduction against bosses instead of 99%. Like, massive change, unnecessary change. But yeah, we'll do some playtesting. We'll see what we're thinking. Kurzad in the house. How you doing, mate? Franklin design. Are the nerves live? Yes, we don't go through that. Joseph, welcome, mate. Are we doing some maximum damage? Well, the bandana lives on the desk, so it'd be crazy to not at least pop it on for part of the stream. She is still top. I think she's still good. Interesting, actually. There was a big discussion in the content creator chat about this champ, basically saying she's got a really good and interesting kit, but will she just live in the vault? It's a really interesting like point of view, and I'm not totally so. And this is for players that have played for a long time, by the way. If you're a new player, this champion's going to be huge. You know, you've got full buff clearing going on, providing you set it up nice. You've got potentially AoE attacks. You've got ignoring stone skin. Like, there's some good stuff going on in this kit. But I'm thinking, like, for the players that have played a long time, does she become someone who's a bit like this fella who is currently living in my vault? A Ruel the Huntsmaster, who has also got a really interesting kit. Can punch out crazy levels of damage. But does he get used? Pretty much no. Now, the game's changed. She's at least got some more relevant kit for today. So maybe at this moment in time, she will get more playtime. But yeah, definitely it's an interesting conversation that's going on. Alaya, thank you for that. Cool, hot, cold. For PvP, no one is using Ruel. Yeah, exactly. She might get some live PvP action. I think that's going to be her best spot, because in live PvP, you're generally manually in the fight, right? So you'll deliberately utilizing these things. I think in PvP anyway, you can deliberately utilize these things if you're someone who plays the game instead of plays the game on auto. So there's definitely an element of that. But yeah, we'll do some testing today. We'll see if she lives up to the hype, and yeah, and see what people think at the end of it. I want to call out a couple of things before we go into it, right? So at Fateless, we're doing a month's kind of like fundraise. It's called the Fateless Side Quest. It's raising money for Safe in Our World, which is a kind of like mental health charity specifically aimed at the sort of gaming space. So we decided to do a fundraiser. We're actually doing something called Race at Your Pace right now, where I'm trying to put in 100 extra miles of activity for October. I've been up early. I've been out every day. I walk the dogs anyway with Lady H, but we've been out doing that. I've been going to the gym, trying to have a more sort of healthy lifestyle. And I just want to put it out there. If anyone would like to support, it's a bit late to get involved in the movement thing now, but we're kind of like, 3,500 out of 5,000 miles out of our group. There's 43 people that have got involved in this. Where am I in the leaderboard? It's probably fairly low. Not too bad, actually. 16th on the leaderboard. We've got some people that are cranking out hundreds of miles of activity. Actually, Fiction, the co-founder of HH Gaming and hellhades.com, he's nearly done 200 miles, which is mad. Good effort, my man. As a Lady H is in here, nearly 170 miles. She literally gets up and she goes walking. She's been jogging. She's been putting in the effort. So if anyone wants to get involved, I'll just put this link here in the chat. We'd love to hit our goal of raising £1,000. So throughout this stream, please get involved. Seems like this link is too long. How do I share this then? I've got an easier way of doing it. This link's too long for chats. Let's see if this works. Hopefully this works. Yeah, so please get involved. As I say, we'd love to raise £1,000. So we're kind of well on the way, but the team are putting in the effort. So we'd love for you guys to support with that. It's always great when people come together and do this type of thing. And yeah, as I say, I've been in the mix. I've been sweating it out as well, and yeah, trying to get my like mental up to a better level. Right then, let's give this a go. I think we'd kick off with. Should we kick off with her first, or do you want to see some Godforge like tidbits first? Let me know in the chat. What do you actually fancy doing? I'm on the test server here, so I've got like a whole bunch of test materials. There's Monday. You want to see a bit of Godforge? Maybe I'll show you just a couple of things. I'll show you just a couple of bits. I'm not going to be on it for long, but I do have the... I got the Unity editor up. I've been working, obviously, on Godforge, as I do every day. So when are the coins being sent out? So Fiction, or Dan, is planning to send them out basically at the end of the month. He was waiting for the final batch to be minted. And they're kind of going out. He said by the end of the month, but obviously it depends when he gets everything. There's probably a fair amount just here that people won't have seen yet as we start to sort of move towards what we call content lock, which is basically locking in all of the size of the game. Okay, so by the end of this month, we want to lock in all of the size of the game, and then we start to like where we've just put in like a fake asset, we put in the final asset, obviously before we get to the point where people are testing again. So, for example, you know, we've got if someone doesn't have all of their animations and VFX in yet, then we do what's called stubbing in. So you put something in as like a placeholder. So probably for those who haven't seen much since the alpha, we've got a fair amount going on with backgrounds and roster scenes. So we've started to do a bit of this kind of like lighting work to really make the heroes now pop on this scene way more than you would have seen like in alpha. Yeah, and really like using the lighting and the shaders and stuff to give us a much cleaner visual. So it's really now starting to pick up. I don't know if this is in yet. Let me just see. I know they did some work with the dragons earlier. They're definitely not finished, but okay, so we start to get the dragons rigged. The serpent dragons. They're not all lit properly yet and stuff like that, or have their VFX, but this here is Shenlong, who's going to be one of the serpent dragons. Very sweet, I think. Actually, very cool. And then we've got Tialong here as well. Again, just it's like this is what's called like stubbing in. So the rigging is just like to a point where now it's usable in game. We can do some testing, but yeah, starting to feel a lot cleaner. Who else can I show you where I won't get in trouble? This is actually one of my favorite looking heroes from the Amayakan faction here. So cool, like really, really clean visual. Just starting to really come together now. So yeah, really, really starting to look like slick, which is cool. Up until, you know, probably a few months ago, everything was very much in alpha state, whereas now we're starting to get towards that, you know, towards that kind of like optimized area. Another one I wanted to show you. Now, this one, where is he? Where is he? Where is he? This one I've shown before, but it's literally so sweet. Look at this dude, man. It's like such good work. It's really like good work. Got the idol breaker there with his little playing with his little toy. Pretty cool. All of the legendaries will have their own unique idol breakers. So, you know, really sort of coming on with that stuff. This guy, the lighting is not done, but I want to show you this guy as well, like especially for his idol breaker. So the lighting on this scene's not right, but check out when he does his idol break. Yeah, background scenes are really coming on. So there's 4 that are not finished and 5 which are basically done. Check out the idol break on this dude. Still needs polishing up, but damn, it's so cool though, right? It's pretty cool, man. I love it. I actually love it. So yeah, lots going in from the different factions. And again, if you played in the alpha, things like the awakening scene, sorry, not awakening, the ascension screens have all been sort of redone, and you've got different things that you unlock now through ascension. It's not finished, but again, we're just like, we felt in the alpha it was a bit undertuned for the effort you needed to put in. So yeah, lots going on. Lots going on. Fortunately, that breaks my game. Anyway, we'll come back to it a bit later, but I just wanted to show you some of the progression that was being made. Let's ping that back on for later on. But yeah, it's as I say, it's coming on leaps and bounds, honestly, and it's really exciting. Really exciting. So yeah, it looks like it's going to be early next year, like probably February, March, when we get back into like a release where we get the community back in and start playing it. But yeah, really, really coming on. Right then, let's do some testing. Let's see what we can get done with Sanguine Maria. Right, let's just make sure we build her out right. Let's go to the tavern and give her some skill books. Obviously on the test server, so I've got unlimited stuff. We quit raid when Godforge releases. You probably would have noticed, Buggy Games, if you follow my content regularly, I'm doing less content already, right? So I'm not as enthusiastic about raid as I was like 3 years ago. Will I quit raid? Probably not. But am I going to be like, yeah, I'm already not as relevant as a content creator, am I? Like, let's be honest. I do a couple of videos a week versus every day, right? So that's just a reality. You know, near enough, like 6.5 years in to the game, just like nothing really feels fresh to me anymore, which is hard when you're a content creator, because I'm like, I don't know really what to tell you about on a day-to-day basis, which is like authentic, and big part of my content has always been like be authentic. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe I just need like a proper break from the game, or doing what I'm doing now, where it's like I pick it up and I just tell you about stuff which is either enjoyable or like cool that's coming through. But I'm definitely not as like as invested as I was, I guess, from you know, playing the game point of view. Obviously, the hellhades.com, it's all the content is done by a team anyway, so it's not like me sitting there. That won't disappear, but you know. But certainly I will pick up some content on Godforge as well. So, you know, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. Will we do a free-to-play challenge 2026? I think so. I think we'll do one like early January, but a shorter one. And that'll be a nice kind of like lead in for me into doing some Godforge stuff anyway, I think. What happened to Saf? We're just, honestly, we're all super busy. We're making Godforge. Like that's literally our primary goal right now, is to make a really cool game. So Saf's well in the mix of that. Saf's basically like lead designer. So yeah, he's very busy. Doing all sorts of cool stuff at the moment. Like it was literally, we were in there playing together, building out bosses today. And it's really fun. It's really fun. Okay, so let's do some... let me just make sure I'm doing this right. I think we're just going like full damage build, pretty fast, so that she can utilize this skill. Full crit, yeah, there's nothing really weird about the way you would build her. She's just like a full damage build. In fact, I might as well grab my gear from someone who's already built well. Probably someone like a Teox. Quite quick, but not crazy. Saying that, he's massively over crit capped. Oh, what about Toshiro here? Toshiro could be good as well. I don't need any accuracy, which he does, so he's got slightly different requirements, but I think his gear is probably good enough. So let's grab his. Oh, dude. Hey, YST in the house. How you doing? How you doing, buddy? Tea, never heard of her. Man, can't get by without a cup of tea. YST, have you retested Sanguine Maria since the changes? If so, what's the verdict, man? How bad is it? Be honest. Yeah, we're just checking her out now. So pretty fast, crit capped, good crit damage, and she's still got a little way to go because we're going to do her accessories. So really, I just want to go more attack. Let's just go attack with speed and attack percent. Let's grab stuff that's equipped. I guess if you were building it for arena, would you... You might put stone skin on her, honestly. But for now, we're just going to go for like a big damage build, and then we can play around with that a bit later. So on the ring, we're just going to go attack with attack percent. Let's just lose the filters and give us highest attack. Cool. Nice. And then we just want some crit damage on the amulet. Don't have any amulets with extra crit damage on. Is that real? Oh, there you go. Okay, so we've got a pretty stacked build, ish. Like in modern days, is it that stacked? Is the question? Actually, didn't. I thought I'd done our masteries already, but I didn't. So we're gonna go attack now. So I've just crit capped her. Do I still want Helm Smasher? That's the question. We still want to go Helm Smasher? Because the A2 will ignore defense, which means you don't really need the Helm Smasher, but nothing else is ignoring defense, and this one does need to hit. I don't know. What do you guys think? Would you go Helm Smasher anyway? I feel like you do, right? Hell Hades, are you buying Leo when he comes around? So, I don't know. I don't have that many of the turtles. I've got like, so I can't go full turtle squad, and it feels like one of his big bonuses is if you picked up the turtles, he's going to be like mental good. So I'm not sure. I'm trying really. If I'm honest, I'm trying to spend less on Raid Shadow Legends. That's where I'm at. I've not bought many packs recently. I'm just spending less money on it. So what we got here? 243 speed, 275. So what's Killworm saying? A minimum of 6k attack, 300 crit damage, and 250 speed. That's what he's saying is a reasonable build nowadays. Yeah, it's fair, honestly. You know, I would just grab some crit damage off of this. Now, when we've seen some crazy stuff going on, it's because she's literally got like these insane mythical relics, which I don't own a single mythical relic in the game. So I think it's unfair for me to show her with mythical relics. I do own a Cat's Gaze, right? I do own a Cat's Gaze, and it's probably sitting in my inbox because they overflow me with these relics on the test server. So if I just sell some of the worst ones quick. So Cat's Gaze, I think it's fair, but it's still kind of old, right? People, how long ago could you get a Cat's Gaze? Like, which I still think has been like the best accessible damage-based relic that they've brought out. But we're talking now, I don't know, it's got to be at least 6 months, isn't it? Since, more than that. Is it? Maybe it's 6 months. Maybe it's 6 months since we could get a Cat's Gaze. So there's a lot of players that can't even get one, or like never been able to get one. Is it a year? It was the start of this year, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. They came out. Or was it? Did it come out when I started the free to play? I'm trying to remember. Did I have Alice on the free to play this year? Think so, right? So yeah. So anyway, it's not that easy to pick one up anymore, or it's not fair to just assume that everyone's going to have one now. But it's probably for me about as good a compromise as we're going to get for like a maximum damage, right? So I think it's not bad. We was Team Alice, that's right. Yeah. That's it. Man, I feel like, damn. It feels like it's been a while. Anyway, this is not too bad. I think now it's fair as well to say that people can rank up to rank 4 with the sort of changes, but this is about as high as most people can get. I wish they did bring Cat's Gaze back, actually. It's just a really good relic, right? It's just a good, like, I can use that on most of my damage dealers and it makes some sense, you know? It's just a good relic. So it would be nice if they did, bring that one back. But we'll see. Most could go one higher. They can, but again, like a decent amount of resource to make that work. But yeah, definitely you can get to the one high now. They've changed the kind of resources to make that work. And then again, on the test server, they do us loads of stuff here. But I think, what's realistic? Are people generally picking up this sort of level? It's not that many that are great. Increases crit damage by 10% for each enemy's HP is lower. Again, it's like very conditional. This might be good. When using multi-hit, each hit after the first one will ignore some defense. Could be useful. Are most people going up to 5-star, are they? Interesting. Okay. could be interesting. Don't know. I'm not sure there's any here that are going to make a massive difference, but maybe we'll go with this. Yeah, and even these ones, like, if you set it up right, I guess they are really strong. Do this. I don't think there's many of these that make a lot of difference to us here. Like, this would be nice, but again, it's like very hard to get these mythical gems. This actually might be all right for some PvE testing. Yeah, the extra turn mechanics ones are mad, for sure. But it's like, how many people are picking those up? Are you guys finding that you are getting mythical gemstones pretty regularly now? You got 4 legendary relics. Nice. Yeah. So yeah, I'm not trying to go for like mad test server level stuff. I'm just trying to go for, I think this is good actually, foe killer. More damage against full HP people. But yeah, I'm just trying to go for like a build that is strong, but not insane. Some people will still say this is insane, by the way. And I get it. Like, depends how long you played the game and stuff like that. But I think this is pretty reasonable. I've booked her out, which I think, again, is pretty reasonable to do. What about blessing? Should I go with should I throw the blessing on? We get given a blessing here. So I could throw her straight up to 5-star, which, in fairness, everyone gets an opportunity to go 5-star with the event they do after the fusions now. But maybe what do you think? Play no blessing first and then throw the blessing after? Okay. Let's go with no blessing yet. Let me just make sure other people that I would use have got some gear on. Sea feet, it's fast, that's good. Who else am I going to use here? Maybe her, she would work. That's probably fine. Okay, so let's go for just a straight damage test first, right? So we can just go in, do the normal, just Dragon 20 damage test. She's good affinity here. Let's do this first. See if she kicks out some good damage. And why can't I think of your name? What's the name? What's the name when it does drop defense and weaken? Oh my god. Where's my brain? There we are. There she is. Okay. We do get attack in all battles, so that's good. Okay. HH, don't read super chats. I didn't even see a super chat. How do I see them? Sorry, no pro streamers around here. How do I see a super chat? Oh, Alex, I've seen it. Thank you for the super chat. I didn't actually see it come in. Sorry, man. You're going to have a fancy PC server to bury the mobile player like Raid, or you're going to keep it fair? Are you going to have a fancy PC server to bury a mobile player like Raid? I don't even get the question, really. Like, we're going to have a big server that people play on. We'll have different settings for a PC to a mobile, but that's just because of, like, you know, quality that a PC can kick out, I guess. But I appreciate... Yeah, there is a PC client, for sure. Yeah, there will be a PC client. We're not trying to bury any players, though. We're just trying to let more people enjoy the game. Thank you for the super chat, though, man. Appreciate it. For some reason I'm hearing stuff twice. Why is that? What have I done? Are you guys hearing music like looping? Or is it just me? That was weird. Right, okay. Right, anyway, let's get this going. So, what can she do just in terms of damage? This is the age-old damage test. I've been doing it forever. But turns out I've got them geared wrong. Let me just see what's going on here. On the test server, I often move people around like this. Let's just grab some gear on her again. In fact, I can just put some stuff on like this. Okay, and then let me just check Gurp Tuck. Gurp Tuck is geared 278. Badel is geared too slow. Just remove these. Why can't I just remove them? What's going on? Manage. Remove. Okay. 233, right. I should, is he now slower? I think he's now slower, isn't he? Try this. I think it's about right. So it's not maximum damage. This is like good levels of damage is what we're going for here, I guess. Hopefully I've got this set up properly now for speed. Yeah, okay, good. Okay, so we've got drop defense and weaken on the enemy. We can A3. I've got too many buffs to make this right for this stuff, actually. Let me just check here. So I can remove buffs, that's fine. We'll attack all remaining enemies with less than 66% HP, which obviously is not going to happen here. We'll only get an extra turn if the buffs are divisible by 3. So the damage setup I'm doing, it's only wrong actually because of Lydia, interestingly. Lydia's not the only one to do that role. I'm just thinking we could try and set this up a little bit better. So let's grab, let's see if we've got a Draco that can just jump in. Draco with the Draco that's not a +3. Okay. Let's try this. I could have done the 6 buffs actually. Yeah, it's true. Oh, I remember when I first got Draco. Wow, those were the days. When I first got Draco, it was like, oh my god, this is insane. I've just put another buff on myself. Ay. Draco's now buffed too much, right? So I mean, man, like this, is she gonna live in the vault because she's annoying to deal with? Right, let's just remove this. This is what I'm saying. Don't you stop being annoying on the stream. Right, come on. Draco Gate, yeah, that's it, man. Draco Gate, wow. That was so early on in my content creator like life that Draco Gate happened. For those who don't know, a content creator got a free Draco morph, and it was like the massive. So Raid gave different people free legendaries to like had content creators like advertise them, and it went down like a lead balloon. That's for sure. Yeah, it was like a big scandal. I actually had this big interview on my channel, and I was like, this is going to be amazing for me, but it was the most like disliked video I've ever created since I've done content. Okay then, let's do it. So we now get the 3, which means that we're going to get another turn, so we can go after Apothecary here. Let's just slow it down. 600k actually on the A3. Damn, that's a big hit. That's a pretty big hit considering the build. So then, I'm not fighting a boss, so I've still got a chance to have another turn, right? So I could go into Tyrell here with the triple hit. It's basically 300k damage, and we get another turn. I got a cooldown back on this one, but if I go after this one, I'm basically ignoring all defense. Basically. And I would ignore block damage and stone skin as well. And this one pops for over 1 mil damage. And it locked out the enemies. It's hard to explain, right? This is a really interesting kit. It's a really interesting kit because of what we've just seen there. And those damage numbers are high. The A1 damage is not that great. The nerfs are annoying, don't get me wrong. But she is still kind of mental. Now, she's not going to be able to solo anything anymore, if that's what you're thinking, Thomas, because they've changed the way she reduces damage. Right? So there's just zero chance she'd be able to solo Dragon 10 hard. Like, zero chance. I could throw them into it, but she's going to be on the deck, I think, pretty damn fast from the dragon. And I don't have anyone here who's going to finish the job. That's the trouble. But I can definitely at least show you the damage potential against this hard level. But yeah, she's a manual champ, because if I didn't get the extra turn... Well, is she? I think she is. Let's just go full auto and see what happens here. What is she going to do on auto? She A2s on auto, so she didn't use her... She's still one shot, by the way, which is pretty hard to do. I mean, she is wrecking. Anything she does is wrecking people. She just went A2, A3, A2 there, I think. She hasn't used an A1 yet. I'm pretty sure of that. Like, she does hit hard. Pop, 700k. John, how you doing, man? Welcome. Is your Shusen ready? Could be good to test with her. I don't know if I got her on the test server, actually. I might have. Oh, man. The extra turn mechanics are good. Like, if I'm thinking about this, if I was playing in the free-to-play series, like, you know, we had Alice in the free-to-play this time round, this champion would be a Doom Tower killer, right? She would be an MVP of Doom Tower because she's getting extra turns. She's locking out the enemy. She can one-shot basically for anything with the right setup. She would be absolutely like pivotal to someone who's basically just starting the game. Still 1.1 mil damage, but you see there, she does take a knock. Like, she'll go down really easily now with the change against bosses. But yeah, like, she doesn't have that same sort of damage reduction against bosses anymore, which really hurts her, honestly. Like, hurts her a ton. But definitely interesting. This is with no blessing at all right now. Faction Wars, yeah, should be insane. Doom Tower should be insane. PvP, for people that love PvP, she will be insane. So actually, that was Dragon 10 hard, and she did a ton of the work, in fairness. She did do a ton of the work. Let's throw the blessing on her quick, and let's just see. So I've only got a chance, I've only got the choice, sorry, of a 5 or 6 star. I'm just going to 5 star. I'm not going to 6 star, but I do think they pretty much do an event where everyone can get a 5 star blessing nowadays. But it's not easy to get them. It's like doing a fusion all over again, for sure. This is the nerfed version of Vinicius, yeah. So yeah, she's definitely not a boss killer. That's not her job. She is a wave controller and damage dealer. Like, that's her job. Yeah, the damage reduction, I think, should have stayed Ragewood. I totally agree with that. Totally agree with that. I think the damage reduction on her was not hurting her against bosses. In fact, it was giving her like a great bit of flavor for bosses, which she lacks really. She lacks it, and it gave her that kind of like, damn, I still want to use her in Doom Tower on my bosses if I'm trying to like progress. So we've got the 5-star blessing on now. What do we want to do here? So if it's 6-star and you're going for like PvE content, you'd probably would just go with Russian Rend, right? Because you're just ignoring a ton of the enemy's defense. Again, she does have the inbuilt A2 to just ignore defense, and she hits really hard. Like, that's like crazy damage, honestly. I mean, maybe it's still Crushing Rend, or maybe it's Phantom Touch. What about if we were going Arena? Just Lightning Cage, would it be? What do you guys think? What would you take for blessings here? Anyone do anything different to what I'm saying? I think it's probably still just Crushing Rend, even at 5-star. Stevie, not sure she's worth to get for the fusion. Again, it depends on your account state, because for my account right now, bearing in mind I'm not like massive into PvP, I don't know if she would make a big difference to me. Lightning Cage. Only thing with Lightning Cage is it's harder to set up a buff stacking, right? It's harder to get our buffs in the right place, I think. Do you know what I think? If you're getting like random buffs on here and there, that's not good for like setting stuff up. Order of the Fallen, maybe. Again, same problem, right? Let's try this. So, again, like the blessing just means that she's going to have a bunch more stats, right? So she's just going to, what's that giving us extra? It's pushed us now to 7.7, 339. She's now getting to the territory of pretty mad build, right? No empowerment, obviously. But yeah, but it's getting to the point now where it's like, yeah, this is a strong build. Well, I think it is anyway. Probably not compared to some, but, you know. So, this isn't where she would play, really. Finite kind of is where she might play, but she's got no freeze mechanics here. So, all she's going to be doing is helping you beat through a shield. So, I don't think she would get into your finite hard team. Just can't see it. I just don't think it's going to happen. Unless you're struggling to get there. But she would, if someone's trying to progress, she would help you progress all the way through here, like way easier, just because all of those extra hits. So I don't think there's really much in the way of dungeons that she's like a specialist in. I think she's just capable of doing any of it. Like she'd be capable of probably, well, she'd do it quite fast, just a minnow run. Yeah, not that we really care about it that much, but I wonder if she would just pop through it quite quick. I guess she doesn't have AoE though, does she? So it's not like she's a Thor that's just gonna smack. She just doesn't really let the other enemies have a turn. And even if they do, she's locked out their abilities anyway. Look at this, like so far, no turns. And one-shotted really with any hit. Look at that damage, actually. Damn. 23 seconds. Pretty fast. Actually pretty fast. Yes, quite mad. So I did see... Again, like, anything which I saw Bronco doing, I think is way less relevant now for bosses because of the way they've changed her kits. Like, she's not going to have the damage reduction anymore, which means that she's just not going to be able to, like, you know, solo something like this. Like, even though she might get the turns, she's not gonna have as many obviously, but I think she just dies. And he must have had, I didn't properly watch the video honestly, but he must have had some sort of healing mechanic on to deal with stuff. But he was basically just running through this and like just one-shotting because the damage reduction was so high. So yeah, it's just Anything like that, I think, has just been completely wiped off the table. Which really means, for me, I think she's either someone's champion that's going to help them progress through Doom Tower, dungeons, and stuff like that, but will be replaced. And I think the place where she stays good is PvP. Can you try an Iron Twins, not solo, just to see how she will work? I mean, we can, right? But what's she bringing? What does she bring to Iron Twins with her kit? Literally, I don't think she belongs here. Nothing in her kit says to me she's going to be good for this fight. There's plenty of people that just hit hard. What does she bring? You know? Like, if I threw her in... I guess I've got no one here that's really... Oh, yeah, I've got Sifi, haven't I? Have I? Yeah. I've got too many buffs, actually, because of Ward of the Fallen here, but... Like, compared to any of the enemy match HP sort of stuff, just don't really see what would be, like, the attraction of using her here. Like, this could literally be anyone right now that's doing damage, I think. I don't think she's not bringing anything to this team. Like, her skill really is that she removes buffs. So, you know, if she's going to be good anywhere on bosses, it's going to be some of the Doom Tower bosses where they are buffing, or, you know, someone like the Griffin or something like that. But yeah, so if you compare her to Newt, I mean, I guess she's done 1.2 mil. Newt's done 2.1. I think my Newt might not have been crit capped or something, because it didn't look like he was doing the chunks he would normally do. But yeah, I guess her damage level's high. Like, she hits hard. That's for sure. She hits hard. You know, that you can't, like, if we check her out on hellhades.com, what we got? 5 times multiplier here. Her A2 has got a godlike breakdown. Like, really hard hitter. This was done before the nerfs, honestly, but it shouldn't make a massive difference. And then her A3, again, like, legendary damage rating. So she is strong. Like, she has got hard hitting abilities for sure. But anything she was doing around bosses, I think, has been nerfed quite hard. Which means that she's really then going to be... If you want someone for arena, that's where, you know, she's really going to help. But I think she's kind of a manual champ. Like, if I was trying to set her up for arena... which team could I put her in here? That would make some sense. Probably... I wish we could do like a filter here, don't you think? Where is she? Don't want her yet. She is. Right, who's the other person here? I need to increase attack. In fairness, I'm using Sifi because she's quick, but she's probably not the best. I don't know. Maybe I'll just do this for now and see, just so I can sort of show you. But if I was setting her up, I think you'd have to do this: opener, first choice, second choice. If I wanted to just run full auto, because you want to proc the extra turn here. As long as you've got 3 buffs on, which I won't have because I've got her in bone armor now. But you then do this, and then you guarantee this. So you get 3 abilities off in one go. But it is reliant on this giving you an extra turn, which is not... It's not guaranteed. I don't think anyone's trying to blame Bronco for anything Chixpy at all. Like, honestly, when I saw the video, I was like, that's a cool video. That's all I thought. No blame or anything like that. It's literally like, that's a cool video. I just think that Plarium have overreacted to something which actually didn't really need to be changed. It wasn't... I think there's more extreme stuff in this game than what was shown there for sure. So, yeah, no blame at all. Yeah, I think Bronco actually does really fun, interesting like content. So, right. Anyway, so that's what I would do if I was going full auto, right? But let's go manual so that I can try and play it through. So again, I've kind of stuffed myself actually by putting... I might just have to change this Ward of the Fallen. Or try and get to 6. No, I can't. I've got no stone skin to hit through here, so we're just going to try and A3. Guess Seafy. We remove their shield. Removing buffs is actually kind of nice. Didn't get my extra turn. I'm just going to... What's my best way to get to 6 here? If I just had one other person in a shield set, I'd get my 6, don't I? Maybe that's the way. Let's do that. Let's just throw my Arbiter into a shield set quick. Probably bolster actually. So we get to the 6. Which means we can A3 here. We can A2. So if someone had Stone Skin, we could take that off. Or we can A1, take out someone like a Rotus with the triple hit. Hope for the extra turn, which we did not get. See how things are just a little bit like... She's just a little bit awkward. Oh, I shouldn't have hit that one. She's just a little bit awkward. Because controlling buffs all the time is actually not that easy to do. So now I don't have the triple buffs, which means I'm not going to get the full ignore defense. But she, in fairness, she doesn't really need it. She hits so hard. Like, crazy hard. So, in fairness, her damage numbers are well worth it. Like, we'll just go A3 here. Yeah, her damage numbers are really high. Right, really high. I struggle in plat on the test server because everyone's just so damn fast. I think YST's probably quicker than me here. We'll see. YST going to take me on? Okay, he's not, which is kind of good because it would be interesting to see what this Stone Skin hit is like. If we get a turn, no. Who did he turn into a sheep there? Or did he not? I thought he was trying to turn me into a sheep there. Man. I'll tell you what. How do they nerf this champion, but they left Armand's as he was? That's my question. How do you nerf this champ, and leave Armand's how he was. All right, let me just do a quick poll. Is Armand's more annoying than Maria? Armand's can't solo dungeons. Well, in fairness, nor could she really. Come on. Nor could she. Like, unless you had just like a most obscene setup for it. And even then, even in the video, like, it failed a bunch of times, right? So, come on. Anyone here that we think I can actually ever go at? I don't know who these people are. Let's see this one. Oh man, this looks disgusting already. I'm just like so weak. I'm so weak in this game. Oh my life. When did I become so weak? Cold brew don't outdo me. Oh, it's embarrassing. So weak in PvP, it's embarrassing. Just want to activate. I guess we're just gonna try this. We do. We do. Okay, nice. So I can A3. I definitely get another turn. This is the only thing I struggle with this champ, right? Is I'm constantly having to think. Am I set up right to do the thing? But I guess that's part of the fun of her as well. So we do A3. I would now have to get an extra turn off this A1. Did I get it? I didn't get it. So if I had got it, I would have been able to then take out Billy Boy over here on the left as well. But obviously we didn't get it. I don't have now the right buff count. Now they're coming at me. And I mean, I'm probably now going to lose myself, right? So am I dead? She's done a good job of staying alive there, to be fair. Because she had the damage reduction on. Let's try that one again. Who was that? Who was that? Cold brew. Just trying to get the lucky 3 in a row. Because if not, what do? Do you just go after... Maybe you don't even worry about it. Maybe you don't play that way. And just... So we take her out. You could just go straight into the A2. Not ignore... So she's still going to ignore Stone Skin, right? We'll ignore... Oh no, it won't ignore Stone Skin. Only if it's on the 3rd turn. Extra turn. Okay, so we got the extra turn off. Now I can just A2 this guy. Pop. So that time around we got the numbers. It worked. And she's like insane. And now she's got basically like full damage reduction on. So she's absolutely nuts. But you see what I mean? Like it's just a little bit awkward to use her. It's just a bit awkward. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Like, is she going to get straight into your PvP teams based on sort of how dependent she is on certain things? I mean, Maria's not not out. No, yeah, and my, I guess, Elixir, my my playtesting is limited, right? But just instantly, I'm a bit annoyed by her. I don't know that she would get into my PvP teams because I run a lot of stuff that's like pre-set up, teams. I guess in Siege maybe you put a bit more effort in, right? But I do like this chance to remove buffs though. This no accuracy required. I've got a chance of just stripping any of these stone skins off straight away. Didn't strip any off. Why is that? Am I not right in what I'm thinking here? Attacks an enemy before attacking, removes all buffs from enemies. This effect cannot be resisted by enemies with a number of buffs. Oh, they need to have a number of buffs divisible by 3. Okay. So actually, I did need accuracy for that. Okay. So again, how often is that going to happen, right? Like, it's a bit down to luck. Or knowing exactly what's coming at you, I guess. Could be good in Siege. Then I have to A1, try and get an extra turn. I got it. So now I can take somebody out. I could be like, right, who's the threat on their team? You know, is it the chicken? Is it the wolf guy? We didn't actually kill him. Interesting. Thought I would there. So even though I ignored defense and everything, is it because someone else is protecting him? Was she protecting him there? Don't know. I suck too hard at PvP, honestly, to know. But I don't know. I think she is a really interesting champ, but I think she's also going to be a bit annoying and probably played less than people think she'll be played. What's going on with this music today? You're getting her for Siege. Yeah, I could see it for Siege, right? I could see that. And I could also see it for someone who's like working their way through the game, who's like early to mid game, and she would be a menace for anyone early game, like an absolute menace. But yeah. Oh, Freya's passive. Oh yeah, of course, yeah. Freya's passive gets him alive. Anyway, I think that's enough. I think, look, she hits hard. I think she's fun. But I also think she's going to live in a lot of vaults. You know? Kit's quite wonky. Yeah, I think Kit's fun, but it's almost like, yeah, they've got, what, 1,000 odd champs in the game. You have to come up with something novel every time you're bringing out some like new champions. It's just like to make them desirable. And they've done exactly that with this champion, by the way. She is novel and interesting, right? But maybe just too far in the level of like, this must happen to allow you to do this thing. Yeah, I don't have Zephyrian Elixir. But yeah, definitely for like Siege, she would be really good. Obviously, 3v3 arena, she's going to be good. You know, when that passive kicks in and she's reducing all this damage for PvP, is kind of like beast mode. You know she's getting another turn here when she's got the 99% damage reduction going off. So there's plenty of fun stuff about her. It's a lot of like, it needs to be the right conditions to really make her tick. Okay, I did say I'd show you guys a little bit more of Godforge. I'm going to do it quick. For those that have been following or are interested. As I say, like, we're basically getting to the point where we're coming up for content lock, which means the size of the build of the game is pretty much like, yeah, it's getting to the point where it's done. So we've got a lot of the different modes in, at least in their like their build stage. And a lot of the visuals now are starting to become better. I was showing some of this a bit earlier on, but a lot of the lighting is being like addressed. Who can I show you that's a bit fresh? I don't know if he's been animated yet. See? Oh no, not yet. He's going to be like flying on his sort of tome here. We've had the serpent dragons like rigged today, literally today. So they're now kind of like usable in game and they've got abilities and stuff. Which is cool. And again, in some of these scenes, we're now starting to get like the lighting working for us instead of against us. So we start to be able to see, you know, some of the sort of detail of the heroes in the game. It's just starting to come together. Like, there's still a lot of polishing to do. I sort of tell you guys this a lot. It's surprising like how much polish work is required for each hero. Not each hero, but the scenes, like the lighting and the backgrounds, that type of stuff. but the intricacy of work is definitely like coming in now, which is very cool. We do have a Halloween champ that we're going to release to, well, not champ actually, it's going to be a boss. We're going to release to some of the different content creators to show off. So yeah, if you watch any like Godforge content, check out next week on Halloween. We're showing off quite a cool boss actually. But yeah, we're starting to get there. Definitely like the visual feel is like much closer to what I wanted now. Now that we've got the lighting coming through and you know the camera work is better, all that type of stuff. We're really starting to get there. And the different factions have kind of got their own identity a bit as well now. But yeah, all the legendaries have their own idol breaker, which looks sweet. You know, all of the work's been done around, you know, abilities in game, all that type of stuff. This guy's not properly animated yet, but I mean, damn. It looks fucking cool. It looks really cool. He's just, he's a bit broken at the moment. Anyway, yeah, Godforge is coming on. It's coming on. So, what we're going to do, we're going to switch it up. We're going to do some Dragonheir now. Do have a sponsored stream, so let's kill the music. Yeah, so Dragonheir Silent Gods, they relaunched in the sort of wider world as Dragonheir again a few months ago, and then in the US you've now got Dragonstride Legacy Reborn, so you can look for this game in the US as well. They've got a bunch of new Halloween content coming in as well, so we're going to be taking a look at that today. First time I'm going to be using the Dark Lady, who is their kind of like a Halloween event. They actually do events really well. So if you look at the pinned comment on stream, you can download using that link. Supports me if you download through that link. But honestly, if you've not tried Dragonheir and you're looking for, you know, a game to get involved with it in this genre, it's a beautiful game. It's a really... let me actually just change the title so that people know what they're coming in for quick. Otherwise people get upset. Dragonheir. But yeah, we cover Dragonheir on hellhades.com. We've got like a full section of ratings and guides and all of that type of stuff. But yeah, I mean, I'll just show you through some of the roster. Just again, so you get a feel for it. They do a great job. Probably, they actually are building their, or they built their game in Unreal. So it's different from Raid, it's different from what we're doing at Godforge. And the different like characters, they're really like beautiful. Like they're really well done, very unique. Like they're very cool, honestly. Like probably yeah, I don't think there's a better game that runs on mobile that visually than this game. I think, and this is the Dark Lady. So this is the mother of all dragons. This is the one that we can pick up right now as a new hero. I'm going to do some playtesting with her today and try her in a couple of builds. Just look at like the animation and the feel of this hero though. Actually so freaking good. It's really good. And you've got in this game, so you've got like these talent trees that you can run through to like, I guess, specify what type of build you want to do. So I can activate my talents going through here, and then I can sort of start to choose which path I want to go on. And you can see like what it ends up doing. So, you know, if you come to the end of the trees, you've got a discipline tree here. This hero can have 2 dispellable statuses, randomly replaces any current status when gaining a new one. This one, which is probably what I'm going to go for, I think, which is basically like a more like a damage focused one, I guess. Cast a battle skill at the start of a battle. And then we've got Avert Crisis, which is, I guess, like your survivability one. But yeah, we're going to go in here. Just power her up. I don't have enough stuff. Okay, we go that far. I've done some gearing. I'll go through that in a little while. Just go through a kit quick. So, increases all allies max HP by 30% as an aura. We've got her passive. So in this game, you have a passive. You then have like a core ability, and then you have like an ultimate ability. So while this hero is present, whenever any unit dies on the battlefield, any unit, okay, that could be a summoned unit, that could be an enemy like dying, whatever. All allies share this unit's attributes. So they basically get a share of her attack, defense, and HP. She spreads it out. So she's quite stat heavy, but really, really interesting in terms of like building into team comps. The maximum cumulative increase per attribute cannot exceed 30% of her stat. So yeah, so you want her to have high base stats, but then she's also got a debuff here. So she's got attack penalty 2, basically like attack down if you play raid. But this is a really, really like valuable debuff for boss fights. So she attacks 3 times at random, twice, which means that there's a good chance she's going to land this on a boss. But if there's a bunch of minions, I guess there's also a chance she doesn't. So it's not guaranteed, and you definitely want to attack down on some of the bosses. So I'd say this is still good. It's enough attacks that you should get it, but it's not guaranteed. And then we've got this ultimate here. 75% chance to dispel all buffs and shields from the enemy. So she'll cleanse all buffs and shields off, then attacks with necrotic damage with each hit, and inflicting basically block buffs. So again, you need accuracy for this. So you need accuracy, you need all the base stats, and really she's a support for your damage dealers. But super interesting kit. So in terms of like how can you pick her up, there's a number of things going on with her event. So the main way to get her is through like a limited time summons. I'll show you some summons in this game in a sec. So how many have I done already, actually? Did I already do the 300? I think I did. I actually have. So after you summon 300 summons, you will pick her up. Now, if you just start playing, so if you play for the first time now, like as I say, there's a link pinned up here. You will get, I think it's 600 to 700 free summons with Heliite dice, which are like the equivalent of their big summons, just in like the first couple of weeks of playing the game. It's kind of mental, honestly. Like the generosity of summons in this game is more than anything I've ever seen for like a high quality game. So just bear that in mind. Like they're really, yeah, as I say, they're really generous. Like, and this event here, so you'd have to summon 300 times. So on the way to getting her, you get a bunch of guaranteed legendaries as well. I think it's every 60 or 50 summons you get a guaranteed. Does it tell me? Does it tell me that? I'm pretty sure it's 50, but it might be 60. Sorry, it's 70. After every 70, you get a guaranteed legendary. But still, it's very achievable. Like, I can't stress it enough. It's very achievable to be summoning that many, like frequently. So obviously once you get through all the early missions, you don't get them as often, but you still get a lot as you go from like season to season. We've then got a couple other things they're doing. So they're doing this like relic seeker, which is like really play the game, go and get yourself these relics. And then you have the shop where you spend your relics to get things like pages. Pages basically give you your skill ups. Yes, you can earn skill ups as you go through the game. You also get yourself some other goodies in here as well. And then they've got this story quest as well, which they do pretty like regularly in this game. So the story is kind of like open world, right? And basically you've got like this open world element to the game, and you're like you can fight or you can earn mounts and stuff like that. It's actually quite interesting what they've done. And again, like if you want to play more like an MMO style RPG where you're doing some open world stuff as well, Dragonheir is really good. Like it's got interesting story, they do it well. If you're someone who doesn't really want the story, you can skip a lot of it and just kind of just do the quest line. But you know, if I speak to, I'm on the test server here, so it's not my main account. If I speak to, you know, some of the journey stuff, so this is what I was saying about earning a lot of these summons. You have all these different chapters for the journey. This is their version of Wukong, by the way, which is freaking sick. Like, visually amazing. Whoever designed this one is like, wow, absolutely ridiculous. So good. But you can see at the top here, as I do these different chapters, these are all heal-out dice. This is like scrolls, which will unlock skills. You get the artifacts, which is kind of like a powerful, I guess it's a bit like a relic. A bit like a relic in Raid. And yeah, you can just see, you get the hero and his avatar. It's just very, very cool. So yeah, they do a bunch of these type of events. Yeah, SSKB, it really is a great game. Like, if you've not tried it, you should try it. There's a lot, and if you think to yourself like, well, I don't know, you know, have they got much content in the game? They've really got, they've got a lot of content in the game. You've got the adventure mode, which is more like a lot of the open world stuff. Again, I'm on the test server, so everything's kind of reset to low level, but I'll show you some of this stuff. They've got the sort of equivalent of a clan boss here. It's like an end game boss. You know, various different challenge modes. You've got like the growth, so I'll take you through a Goblin's run. Actually, it's the first time I'm going to see the Dark Lady in action, but I'm too strong for the level I'm at right now, so there's loads of cool stuff actually. Like, as I'm just talking through, there's like so much cool stuff. So I can go into manage, and hats off to Ragewood for helping me through some of the systems, because I was still learning some of the new stuff they put in. So I've got this team that I've preset. I can just load my next team that I want to use, this team here, use team. It loads the gear that I've preset them with. Doesn't cost me anything to change the gear. Loads it in, right? And then I can, so I don't know where I think it must be here. I'm on the test server, so I can't actually share with you this team. But if I was on my main account, I could generate team code, and then you could literally come in, copy paste my team code into your game, and then anything that you had that I've got, it would load in for you as best that it could. Like, in terms of a quality of life feature, it's actually insane. It's insanely good. And they've got a ton of stuff. You can set up like skill times for your different team to make sure they're casting things at the right time. Even the seasonal stuff they've improved. So I get the seasonal like pushback, because I was one of those people who was like, the seasonal element is not doing it for me. They now let you carry over certain pieces of equipment. It's much faster to level up your champs. There's just a lot. There's a lot that's improved, honestly. But yeah, I do get the pushback on the seasonal thing. I get it. But yeah, there's just a lot to like look at this and say, wow, you guys have done a really fucking good job. Like, a lot. Yeah. Anyway, let me show you some combat. So this is how you sort of lay out their board. So for this game, it's very much strategically setting out your team to be able to deal with the enemies. As I say, I'm over tuned for this. So I'm just going to run a couple through. But strategically, you're trying to take down the enemies. It's kind of like old school RPGs where you really want tank in the front line, supports in the sort of mid group, and then damage dealers at the back. Or you might have a melee damage dealer, so they sort of come in sideline to the tank. But yeah, to what Ragewood is saying in chat here, so they have a resonance system, which... Oh, this is the Dark Lady. Let's see this. Oh, man. Loving that, actually. Damn, that's sweet. Like, the game is visually awesome as well. Like, it's so good. Yeah, it's so good. But anyway, to what Ragewood was saying earlier in chat here, they have this resonance system. So as I'm gaining the equivalent of experience in the... let me just get some more stamina. as I'm gaining the equivalent of experience in the Goblin dungeon here, I can up my resonance, and what that means is I'm upping the level of all of my heroes at the same time. Everyone. So it's not me choosing who am I going to level. As soon as I get a hero, they will be at the same level as my account. And it's totally free to move gear. Right? So, oh, that damage is actually nuts from the Dark Lady there. So totally free to move gear, which means that as soon as I get a hero, I can use them. Straight away. They could be in my team. It's a good point, actually, Gromp. So I'd say this game, more so than Raid, it's more kind of like the prep before the fight is the work. It's a really different combat system. Yeah, so a lot of the work to beat hard content, I'm doing way easier content than I need to here because I'm on the test server, but a lot of the work is done in the preset, right? It's like setting up the skills at the right time to beat certain bosses. It's making sure that you've got affinities that kind of like work with each other, and you get bonuses for this, right? For these different like things lining up. So the teamwork and the team setup is really where the work is. The fight, I can turn off auto, and then all I'm really doing when auto's off is I'm controlling when am I going to use ultimates. My team will work their way through the fight and use their main abilities, but I can use ults when I want if I want to strategically do it. And you see this kind of like board come out. It's like, right, I'm going to drop the ult when I'm ready to. If you use auto, then they're going to ult as soon as the ults are available, basically, unless you've got those presets set up. There is PvP. They've actually got this new thing they've just launched for this. I don't know if they've done it before, actually. I've not seen it before. But for this event, they've got... Let's just go back in here. In the story quest, they've actually got this kind of like co-op experience where 3 of you can go through like a quest line together. So there is definitely a bit of co-op Killworm. And there is like clan activities, clan boss. You know, the Vortex boss here. I'll show you this because this is... I wonder if I can show you a higher level or if I've got to be on low level. So look. I think I've got to go low level, which is a little bit annoying. It's a shame. I think normally when I'm on the test server, they unlock higher level stuff, but for some reason they didn't. I can show you anyway. I'll show you the visual of it. But yeah, you got this kind of like this Vortex boss. But again, like it's extremely cool. So let's bring my main team in that I built here for this. Doesn't really matter where you position these guys. Take the back row. Look at this boss. And you can go up to 4 times combat speed here. Which again, super cool. Like the quality of life they added into the game over the last year is awesome. Since I first started playing it to where it is now, they've really like upped the ante. But yeah, if you're actually watching and like trying to stay involved, you can bring it down a bit. But yeah, as I say, there is a link in the pinned comment. Download it, give it a go. It's called Dragonheir Silent Gods, or if you're in the US, it's called Dragonstride. So you can look on like app stores and stuff for that. Oh, you tried it, cool. Cool. Honestly, going through like the intro sequence, there's a couple of intro bosses which are just really bloody cool, like really well done. As I say, look at the work just in like terms of this kind of like swirling vortex of water behind him. It's very, very well done. So the Dark Lady, she's not really like the damage. She's all about doing some healing for your team whilst you know, she's got the ability to rip or basically to block buffs. I guess I would have to time it so that this was going on better for him. But yeah, she's empowering basically some of the rest of the summoners here. Chloe in the house. It was Chloe's birthday yesterday, everyone. Happy birthday, Chloe, for yesterday. Hope you had a good birthday. Hope you had a nice day off. Are you actually away for the weekend, Chloe? I thought you was away. Or is it like, we're finished for the day, I'm now chilling, watching a bit of Dragonheir, checking if Simon leaks any Godforge stuff, which I did, by the way. Which I did. But yeah, just like the visuals on this game are very clean, really well done. At this point, Killworm, what can I say, right? They know if I'm streaming, I'm showing some Godforge stuff, because it's... I'm sure it comes across, but 2.5 years of my life building out Godforge, working with the team, it's so exciting to do. Like, even if you look at some of the stuff and you're like, I don't think it looks that great. For me, it's like having a kid. It's literally like, this is the most beautiful child anyone could have ever seen. Why does everyone not think it's the most amazing thing that's ever happened in the world? You know, like, that's how it feels. Like, you're so invested in this on a day-to-day basis. Yermi, we've already done the Maria showcase. You can go back to like the start of the stream, or like, you know, 15 minutes into the stream if you want to just go back and check that out, mate. You're working on a game by yourself. Wow. Fair play, man. Fair play. We're up to, like, Fateless, we've got about 50 people working on the game now, working on Godforge. Like, all doing their own, like, skill sets, you know? 50 people. It's a big team for an indie studio. Like, big team. I mean, this is just, like, infinite damage at this point. It's the equivalent of me doing easy mode, I guess, on Raid's clan boss. Hey Mother, how you doing? Up to 60 stacks. I just love how the little minions are coming out. Every time they die, we basically we're giving out some of our stats from the Dark Lady. We're trying, Mither. We're trying. Yeah. Too many parents though. I was saying on a video the other day, so me and Lady H, we're watching Game of Thrones right now. Lady H hadn't really seen it. She'd seen like bits of it but never watched it. And I love Game of Thrones. I think it's a great series. And we were talking actually as a team at Fateless. We're like, what's our favourite series that we've ever watched? And so Game of Thrones was up there, it was like high for me. And I was like, hold on a minute. I really love a newer series that's out called From. It's not new now because it's like, I think they're like 4 seasons in or 3 seasons in. But yeah, I'm like hooked on this program called From. It's really good. Like, I cannot wait for the next season to come out, you know? It's one of those. It's so good. If you've not checked it out, you should check it out. It's on, I think it's on like Paramount, or for me it's on Now TV. I don't know if you get that everywhere, but if you've got like a Paramount or access to Sky or whatever, it's so good. It's so damn good. Obsessed with slow horses. Not even heard of it, Chloe, actually. Slow horses on Apple TV, right. I hate slow horses. Oh, man. Let's leave out of here. You get the idea. The Vortex boss is very cool. As I say, there's basically you get like damage caps that you hit to get like max rewards. Again, really, the whole system's in Dragonheir. If you have not tried it, you should try it. It's really, really clean. There's lots to do. I'd say it takes a little while to get your head around some of the UI stuff, but once you do, it's just been really, really well done. It's a shame everything's reset at such a low level, but let me show you. So you've got a number of different like arena modes. If you like arena, you've got various different like equipment dungeons. So I'll show you a couple of these bosses. Hey, Bear Force, how you doing, buddy? Welcome along. Look at the visual. Even the intro. It's so cool. It's really clean, really nice.
I shall grant you destruction as reward.
Who dares challenge me?
Just get through a couple of levels. He's so low compared to me. Yeah, this is not raid. This is not raid. This is Dragonheir. So we're doing just so Dragonheir have sponsored the stream, which is a portion here, but they basically got a Halloween like character out called the Dark Lady, which we're just showing off here. Here she is. But damn, the visuals are clean. As I say, like if anyone wants to try it out, there is a link in the sort of pinned part of the stream here. You should give it a go. If you've not tried it, you should try it. Just a game in this genre, but done so differently. It's really different. There's a lot of story. There's a lot of like MMO content where you're like properly like in a world, walking around, collecting loot as you go. They put a lot of work into the visuals. It's Unreal Engine rather than Unity, which is why they're able to hit like almost like a different visual bar. Some of my fave heroes, yeah, let me show you. I love the I love some of like the idol breakers they do with some of them as well. I don't know them all by name, I'll be honest. I think it was Binyara. This is one of my faves. So good, look at this. On my main account, my first legendary was Danella. So they got this kind of like steampunk type feel to some of them. Was it steampunk? I'm not sure, but you know, almost like arcane type of vibe. But it's very much like set on D&D. They've got a couple of characters which are directly from D&D. So that's pretty sweet. I don't know, man. What about Twitch is cool. Rook is one of my faves. Where's Rook? Have I got Rook on here? Oh, here's one of the D&D ones. That's what I was looking for just now. So I got Duets, Duerden here. Again, really cool. I don't know, man. There's so many good ones, honestly. How much money have I spent on this game? This is a test server account, Bear Force. But my actual account, probably like a couple of $100, I'd say. And maybe I'll show you. So I don't know if I'm supposed to show you. I'm supposed to show you this for the stream, but I feel like let me just show you my main account quick. It's just come onto a new season, so for me, so I'm not like leveled up on my stuff either, in fairness, but I'll show you for someone who does spend, I do spend on this type of game. I'll show you what like a couple of $100 has got me on my account, because you get now, and in fairness, like this is my account from previous, right? So I already had a bunch of characters before they did this kind of like big relaunch. So I already had a good amount of characters. So maybe I spent a bit more before then as well, in fairness. But anyway, not like obscene amounts of money. And
every choice comes,
you know, I've got now a big legendary roster. Look at this. This is my main account here. Right, so I've got and you get since they relaunch, you get a lot of the ability to like select quality legendaries that you actually want to pick up. What's loud? Is this game loud? Oh, your game, right? Okay, I was like, I don't feel like I've changed much. You know, they've just got like, honestly, some really, really cool visuals, like really great. So this is an official D&D character, Elminster. This is actually one of the ones I got recently, Zilaz, who goes well actually with the Dark Lady that's just come out in this event. But the variety is just, again, very, very well done. Like, very cool. Who's some of your favourites, Ragewood?
Hope you can afford the price.
every choice.
You get this one as like a login legendary. I think they actually call them SSR in this game. But, you know, you got this kind of like freak show one. Prempster with her belly just kind of like writhing. Do you take inspiration for Godforged from Dragonheir as well as Raid? Yeah. Dragonheir, also Ethereal Restart, also Honkai Star Rail. Yeah, honestly, lots of places. Games which are not directly in this genre as well. It's hard not to, because you just got to be like, how do we, you know, at Godforged is like, how do we do something as cool as what some of these other games have done? Beldelli, yeah, Beldelli. I don't think I've got Beldelli on my main account. No, I don't think I have.
Come over here.
Look at them though, so many cool ones. Like, and they've got really interesting like different ability sets as well. You can they've got a cool thing where you can just like check out the full detail. You get the full detail of what a kit is going to do. But yeah, it's, as I say, like if you have not yet sort of dabbled in trying the game, then you should. Really good time to do it now, because they've got this big event on where you're going to get tons of summons anyway, just for playing the game. And as I say, you'll be able to pick up this Dark Lady for 300 summons, which sounds like it's a lot. It's very easy to get that many if you're just starting out, like very easy. Yeah. I've also just got like a ton of other little events going on. So you've got like the Jolly Sprites gift. Basically, as I spend stamina, I can get up to 8 of these goodie bags a day. In fact, I'll spend some stamina on my main account here. I'll show you how that works. So I need to do some Goblin Lair running anyway. Start to get my resonance up. I'll show you what that resonance thing does as well.
Follow my lead.
To get my team. I did have a bunch of teams saved. I thought teams saved from season to season, but maybe not.
That just means he stood up for something
Attention!
before.
The show's about to begin.
You're going nowhere, other down to ashes.
Together, we shan't fail.
Everything belongs to me.
The funeral bell tolls for you.
Behold my signature
I will say, so I've got a lot of legendaries, and you will get a lot of legendaries as well. But it is a cool game in that some of the rares and epics, they're really powerful. Like a bunch of my teams, as I was running through some of the harder content last season, I had like an epic tank or, you know, an epic support. And that's pretty common in the game. It's not just load yourself up with legendaries and that's all you need. They definitely they've got really versatile heroes that can just come in for different teams.
Behold my signature act.
The funeral bell tolls.
Let the power of magic lead before the cloud.
Yeah, that's definitely something we were inspired by, Ragewood, like, for sure.
Behold my signature act.
Or did I just do it in time? I might have just squeezed it in. Got some loot. So yeah, your first time clear reward. So as I'm spending stamina. So firstly I get this experience. Let me just show you. Oh, let me show you a couple of things actually. So if I hit challenge again. Oh no, sorry. Let's just put that a sec. Redeploy. Maybe I'm too low level, but yeah, I think I can auto raid. Yeah, so I can like say, look, I want to challenge again. This time, use 4 lots of stamina and give me 4 times the reward. And if I was farming gear, I could also do like auto sell stuff here. So I can now challenge. This time, because I've beaten it once before, I'm now just going to use 4 lots of stamina and get 4 times the reward. Bam. Like, really nice. As I said, there's so many nice quality of life things in this game. And they really like think about it. They think about the implementation of it. And I just like that. Because I've done it before, I'm now on like a ×3 speed. So again, like just pushing through quicker.
Tolls for you.
Let the power of magic for the clan.
Everything belongs to me.
Behold my
Tolls for you.
The power of magic for the clan.
Need the AoE smack. A bit quicker that time. So we get the ×4 reward. And let's just go back. So now if I go into my heroes, we've got this resonance level where the experience I've just gained, I'm upgrading. You see that I'm level 1. My whole team right now is level 1. But as soon as I upgrade, everybody is gaining levels. So I'm spending all of my experience that I just gained. I've gone up to level 16. Now my whole roster is resonance level 16. Right, so they've all gained those base stats. If I summoned someone right now, they would also have those base stats. So I'm not just leveling one person up at a time. And the whole thing here is because they're a seasonal game, they reset on a seasonal basis. They're like, we don't want you to spend all season leveling people. We want you to do things in blocks like level, progress, and then go and fight different parts of content. And they actually have done a good job of changing their seasonal model to now actually be really fun. And before, I'll be honest, before it stopped me playing the game with the previous version of the seasonal model. I was like, I don't like the idea of the full reset. This is resets, but in a fun way, and it feels like, okay, now I just want to get on and, you know, it's like a mini reset rather than like a full, damn, my account is nothing. So they've done a really good job of it. As I say, could come in. It's a good time to get going if you want to. You're going to get some free stuff. And yeah, I think it's well worth it. I do want to thank Dragonheir for sponsoring this stream. As I say, there is a link up above if you want to get involved through my link. That helps me out as well. But yeah, I'd say if you've not tried Dragonheir, you should give it a go. And that's going to wrap up the stream, guys. I'm going off to bed. Or maybe I'll go watch some Traitors. And yeah, have yourself a great weekend. Thanks for watching. I'll see you real soon.